and welcome to my video. My name is Veronica Casigay and this is my final for Diatonic Harmony. The title of my project is The Unique Timbres of Philippine Traditional and Tribal Music. I have chosen to do a simulation-like slideshow, and our characters that will be joining us are Arlo Vasquez, an inspiring composer, and our bot, Liwanag. They will provide more information as Arlo, we the audience, progress through the slides. Liwanag's name means light, bright, and clear, and in majority of Filipino music, we will progress and hear examples of such adjectives.
And I am your friend, Liwanag. I'll provide extra information along the way.
Throughout this video, we will learn about 5 major ideas. We will learn about the musical differences within tribal communities and the types of musical timbre among those tribal communities. Then we will learn about the musical differences and the musical timbres of traditional and early modern Filipino music. Lastly, this project will showcase different visual and auditory examples and analysis. On this slide, we will begin our simulation and start getting into the zone of our project. From this point on, we will be Arlo. Welcome to the Philippines. You're a traveling composer for orchestras and symphonies, and you want to learn more about Asian heritages. Your first stop is the Philippines, the land of karaoke and musically adept people of all sorts. How could you possibly be able to learn how to create music with all this culture? Luckily, you're not alone. A friendly bot named Liwanag is there with you to guide you through the history of Philippine music. Liwanag, there's so much to see and do here in the Philippines. Where would you suggest is the best place to learn about cultural Filipino music?
There is so much to see. Filipino music has evolved so much since its early days of conquest from the Spanish and Americans. Would you want to learn about tribal music or traditional music first?
At this point, Arlo must choose between Filipino tribal music and traditional music. How about let's learn about tribal music first. Then we can learn about traditional music next. Let's go and learn about tribal music. A friend of mine's dad is part of a tribe in North Province of Abra called the Etneg or Tigyan tribe.
The Itneg tribe is a very prominent and long-term tribe in the Philippines. Let us go there now and explore more about what makes tribal music sound so unique.
Sige, tara. Okay, let's go. Google Maps takes us there. As Arlo and Liwanag make their 7-hour trip to Abra, let us learn more about what tribal music really is and how it affects Filipino music. The Philippines, there are several thousand listed and unlisted indigenous tribes. The Philippines itself is the second largest archipelago, second only to Indonesia. In many countries such as Canada, there are various types of tribal communities. In this video, we will be examining the Itneg/Tigyan tribe in Abra, located in the Cordillera region, which is also called the Mountain Province region. Igorot is the term to summarize the tribes in the Cordillera northern regions respectively, but each tribe expresses itself in their own way. We will now examine a musical analysis of another Cordillera tribe, the Kalinga, and how it showcases Filipino tribal music. Well, actually, let's see what Arlo has discovered as he and Liwanag finally arrived in Peñarobia, Abra. Wow, the people here have such unique instruments, and they play songs with such cool and catchy rhythm patterns.
Yes, this is the Itneg tribe. In many tribes in the northern provinces, the usage of gangsa, or the handheld gongs, is used to keep the beat of the tadik, the name of the rhythm they're playing.
Oh, that's so interesting. Do you have any examples you can show me?
Sure, I will now show through my hologram a few examples of tribal dances from the Itneg tribe, the Apayao tribe, and the Manobo tribe, and I will show how the musical rhythms being played tie in with them. As we saw in the videos, dances in the tribal music are very minimal and typically require male and female partners to dance with each other. Women would often dance in groups too and circle each other if there were no men, and the same goes with the men. However, unlike the men, the women are not typically the ones playing the gangsa and are typically the ones dancing.
Depending on the region, Filipino tribes usually use and play various types of instruments. A common factor in Filipino music, in tribal music, is the usage of metal and bamboo and animal hides and ostinato, repetitive rhythmic patterns, and vibrant melodies. These instruments can be struck, blown, strummed, or even shaken. Because of the Philippines' colonization/invasion periods from the Chinese, Japanese, Americans, Arab countries, and Spain, there are many different types of timbres produced. The timbre or the feeling of sound of most tribal groups is very celebratory and has a festive rhythm ostinato attached to it. This is because when music is played in tribal groups, a large gathering or special event is occurring that requires celebration or performance. Most of the time, woodwind and percussive instruments such as the gangsa are played. Here's an example once more of the gangsa. Aside from musical instruments, vocal music is very prominent among tribal groups. In the Kalinga tribe, there are different examples of singing forms they follow, such as ogayam for celebrations, ulalim for peace pacts, or saladumay sung in World War II. One of the generational oral traditions they pass down is the wiyawi, or the lullaby. Attached is a version of the wiyawi. In some cases of soloistic tribal music, improvisation on the main theme is permitted.
Adik kapay man ibig Elban anta mapudot we are me Adik kapay man ibig Elban anta mapudot
Here are some images of the gangsa: kagul, gitkit, kubing, kulintang atakayo, bungkaka, sagyapo, Tonggali, Kulintang.
I hope you've learned a lot about tribal Filipino music and have an idea of what they sound like. Now, let's go a bit south to the Tagalog region of Luzon. From there, we will learn about the traditional and most commonly known internationally of what Filipino music sounds and looks like.
Okay, perfect. Let me get my camera and microphone ready. Hey, wait for me, Luana. Don't just float away just like that. Alright, as Arlo and Liwanag make their way back to where they started, let's figure out what traditional Filipino music is and what's its impact on early modern Filipino music. Traditional Filipino music would be considered the most recognized type of music that doesn't belong to any specific tribe. It is very nationally adopted, so everybody would know what Filipino music is. Tradition The traditional music of the Philippines comes from Manila and Tagalog-speaking communities. The timbres produced by the songs help to shape the nationalistic idea of what the Philippines is. The earliest sources of information on music from the Philippines come from written documents from the Spanish occupation in the 1500s to 1750s. Singing and oral traditions were the primary ways to spread music before the introduction of instruments came from the Chinese, Spanish, and some Muslim countries. Choirs in Manila, young people playing instruments such as stringed guitar-like instruments or bamboo flutes, were very popular during the 1750s to 1900s. Around the 1800s, the rise of kundiman, or Filipino love songs surrounding patriotism, derived from the sentence kung hindi man, if it were not so. The kumintag was also rising to fame during this era, as Filipino poetry in Tagalog became associated with melodic lines and harmonic accompaniment. Kumintag means from Batangas, a province in the Philippines, and Balitao, which is the national dance, symbolizes courtship between two lovers. It derives from balir, Spanish dance, and tao, which is people. The most popular song and dance to present the Philippines on an international stage is the tinikling. Many traditional Filipino songs have the same harmonic crunches and rhythmic patterns, in most cases in triple or common time. Traditional songs are also played at grand events and celebrations among communities, but they can also be used as a means to represent religious values, political stances, and relationships, such as getting married. Filipino music, tribal and traditional, comes from chordophones, or stringed instruments that produce sound through the vibrations of their stretched strings. These include the bandurria, laud, octabanya, faglong, and kudyapi. Aerophones, instruments that create sound through breathing in air through a mouthpiece. These include sagiopo, palindang, tonggali, tompong, and many, many more. Idiophones are instruments that can create sound by being struck, shaken, scraped, or plucked. These include the agong, patete, gubing, kagul, kandigan, kambang, kalagong, kulintang, sarunay, tongako, bungkaka, and more. And membranophones produce sound through a vibrating strange membrane or skins. These include the tambol, solibao, gambal, and dabakan. Filipino music is so diverse and varied. Hey, how come there are so many children singing everywhere we go in the streets? Like those two girls over there. No wonder the Philippines is known for its singers. Haha.
Traditional Filipino songs have a variety of choral, instrumental, dance, and nursery rhymes, and folk songs sung and danced by young children. As a lot of parents do, Filipinos like to use music as a tool to teach children where their body parts are, what kind of vegetables are in the garden, and Tagalog variations of some English songs you know today.
Kata-kata kau mahibang
palakpak kung ikaw.
At the end of his stay, Arlo was able to finally say goodbye to his newfound friend, Liwanag, and head back home, where he could get started on his new composition. Filipino music, as he learned, is very diverse and has many unique musical aspects connected to it. Tribal or traditional music, we'll have to see what he presents to the world. Now let's have a look at some of the music transcripts he was able to collect. Here is the here is a vocal transcription by Kevin Cantalan of the Wee Wee Lullaby. Here is a piano transcription of Mucha ng Pasig, or the Muse of Pasig City. Thank you so much for listening to my presentation.